A Leander veteran who had a kidney transplant this past summer is outraged at the VA. One of its top officials recently told a news station in Atlanta Charles Nelson had been well taken care of by the VA. But Nelson and his wife say not so fast.
Dr. Gunner obviously is out of touch with what veterans' needs are.
Tamara Nelson is talking about Dr. William Gunner, the VA's National Director of Surgery. Gunner recently told WXIA in Atlanta, "I have knowledge about the sequence of events were there. I can tell you in good faith, the VA made every attempt to purchase that care for that individual," referring to her husband, Charles Nelson.
I'm just very upset with his lack of, he never has called us to ask us, did we have any issue? I'm very familiar with their case. No, obviously he's not.
The VA denied coverage through its choice program for Nelson's living donor transplant at University Hospital in San Antonio in June, forcing him to use Medicare. The reason? His donor son Cody isn't a veteran.
It's not really a choice for the veterans. It's more of a choice of where the VA is wanting to send you to and the coverage that they think that you need and where you should be getting it.
The chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, Representative Jeff Miller, is one of the principal authors of the Choice Act of 2014, meant to expand health care to veterans, allowing those who live more than 40 miles from a VA hospital to choose their own facility. He says denying coverage for living donor transplant was not his intent.
It's unfortunate that somebody is manipulating a program that was designed to help veterans and using it for VA's benefit.
Representative Miller and others believe by denying coverage for veterans to be transplanted locally, Dr. Gunner is trying to protect the VA transplant program with centers in 13 states that in most cases farm the actual surgery out to non-VA partner hospitals.
Obviously, donor transplants are very expensive and rather rare, and so, VA to be treating a patient as a commodity to keep their doors open defies logic.
As for the VA's claim that it made a good faith effort to pay for Nelson's transplant, University Hospital says it received a contract the day before Nelson's surgery, giving their attorneys no time to review it, so it was declined.
What they were trying to do is either postpone his transplant, which was a much needed transplant. He'd already been on dialysis and he needed to go on have his transplant, or he was knowing that the hospital was going to deny getting that contract because they had to have their attorneys to look at it.
The thing is, the VA knew that these cases were coming ahead of time. They know that this has been an issue. So they had an opportunity to have a payment in place previous to that.
Jamie McBride is the solid organ transplant manager at Audiel Murphy VA Hospital in San Antonio and a VA whistleblower. He says VA's central business office and Dr. Gunner don't take into consideration the undue burden and financial hardship traveling to out-of-area VA transplant centers put on veterans and their families.
The veteran themselves, being an honorable person, a lot of them are saying, you know what, instead of going and doing these other things, I'll die here locally. At least my family won't be bankrupt. They'll receive my benefits and life goes on.
In terms of what's best for the patient's health, both McBride and Representative Miller say veterans shouldn't be forced to travel for transplants that can be done at home.
Statistics will show in every study that the closer to home the veteran receives their health care initial contact and follow-up health care, they get better quicker.
I think for the VA, especially in the central office, they don't associate people with the names, with the information that they're seeing. They continue to stick to their guns. They say, this is what's best for us as a VA, not what's best for the patients. This is what's best for our surgical program. This is what's best for my friends at the transplant centers that we have. And they put the veteran last.
And that is something that Nelson say they will continue to fight because veterans' lives are on the line.
Our Veterans Affairs doesn't know common sense. They want to look out for the administration instead of the veterans. And I'm not going to have that. I
think that people who continue to stand in the way, central business office executives, legal, whoever it might be, and chief of surgery, Dr. Grant, if you continue to stand in the way and not help veterans, I think you should be out of your job.
In a recent email to Fox 7, the VA continues to stick with its story, saying VA did not interpret the Choice Act. It specifically outlines the eligibility for those who can receive care under it to veterans. VA is not authorized to pay for the expenses related to the donor's treatment under the Choice Act, even if the recipient would be a Choice eligible veteran. However, the VA sent a letter to Representative Miller saying the Choice program is an option for transplant patients. So if you'd like to read it, go to fox7austin.com.